How we doing? All right, hopefully it's working. Hopefully it's working. Where's the sound? You muted it. You muted it. You muted the sound. Hello everybody. Hello. Devon. Devon here. What's this called again? Yeah, Devon's Movie Dungeon. It's right there on the screen. First ever episode. First ever stream. We'll see how many we get. I'm doing this on a one episode basis. We'll see how it goes. Stop writing no in chat because I feel like something's wrong. Because shit has not been working so far up until this point. So stop. Yeah, welcome to Devon's Movie Dungeon. This is basically a stream idea I've had in the works for a little while, but now it's here. Basically, this will be a more raw... Well, it's not going to be the same as, like, my movie reviews, I guess. It's going to be a little bit more... yeah, but it's going to be more raw, though. Obviously, it's going to be live. Unless you're watching the VOD. Appreciate it. But basically, this whole thing is just going to be me talking about movies and shows that I've been watching. Also covering maybe some news about movies or watching some trailers. Hopefully we don't get any copyright strikes. But all my movie reviews have never had a problem. So it should be fine. And I would argue it's fair use. Yeah, give a thumbs up, hit the buttons, all of them. But yeah, Devon's Movie Dungeon. My goal is to, like I said, I'm taking this one episode at a time, but my loose idea is to do this like maybe every other week on just a random weeknight. Just so I can get all my movie talk out outside of our video game movie reviews. But yeah, so my loose agenda so far, at least for tonight, I mean, like I said, this might change in the future. First thing is intro, which is what we're doing right now. I'm saying hello. And then, you have people in chat saying, create an Arc Raiders movie. We're asking questions like what your favorite movie of the decade, this decade is. And then I just thought about this, that we're halfway through the decade. That's scary. But yeah, we'll have an intro. We'll have an intro. And then I'll jump into what I've been watching / Letterboxd kind of check-in. Because I'm really bad about checking movies on Letterboxd, but I'm caught up. I'm caught up now. But if I forget any, this will be when I do it. And that's also be an opportunity for, chat to tell me what y'all been watching. And if I haven't heard of them, you can look them up or whatnot. I don't know. We'll see. But that section's where we're talking most of the time. And then after that, we'll do movie news or trailers, anything that I feel that I want to watch. Mostly, I'll be honest. It's mostly just going to be what when I want to, what trailers I want to watch, what news I want to cover. But if there's anything people want to put in chat, that's cool. I'll try to look at it, but also no promises. Because the goal of the stream, I should have said at the top, is this is going to be like an hour to an hour and a half. I don't want to be on here for 3 hours or anything like that. This is supposed to be a really quick kind of one and done, whether it's on a Thursday night or whatever. I don't want to yap too long. I know we already get comments saying we yap too much. So, and then after the movie or news and trailers, all that stuff, if there's a main topic, not going to say there is always going to be one, but the main topic will be tonight. Golden Globes is this Sunday. And so I'm going to go through the Golden Globes and kind of give my rough thoughts and predictions. It's also going to be a litmus test to how much I actually know shit. Did you dye your hair? I haven't dyed my hair in like over a year. But it might be a little bit left. I get it like kind of not bleached, but I get it pretty, like, I'm already blonde, but I get kind of blonde, ombre kind of thing or whatever. I think it's like a French ombre, as my hairdresser has called it. You like the ambient soundscape? Thank you. It's from Skyrim. Because when in doubt, Skyrim and out, you know? Seems darker. Well, I also showered like a couple hours ago, so that could be that. This is my favorite stream ever. Thank you. Thanks, Ethan. But yeah, let's get into it. I don't want to stall too much. And I also want to make sure everything works. See right away, this isn't working. Alright. So first things first. What have I been watching? Well, first, this is the one time of the year we get to do this. First time I've ever done this. Because I only started using Letterboxd last year. Here is my 2025 summary. I think, Ethan, you asked me privately at one point how many movies I've watched, or I think it might have been on one of the episodes. But this is the number 87. That's how many individual films I've watched. So I think that's pretty good. I would love to get to 100 this year. That's my goal. After seeing this, I thought 87 was respectable for me. But I want to get to 100 this year. And you might see here it says films reviewed. It was because I logged some movies for 2024, early 2025. But 162 hours watched. So some of these movies I watched twice. Like I watched Weapons twice. So that added to the total. I don't know what the math is on that, but maybe it's what, like roughly 2 hours a movie, probably, maybe an hour 45. I do log, by the way, the video game movies on here. Anything I watch that is loggable, I put it on there. Then we got to most watched director, David Lynch. Not surprising at all, especially after he passed. I've always wanted to do a David Lynch deep dive, and I haven't even completed that yet. I haven't watched every single thing he's made yet. We have a lot to still get to, like Inland Empire, and I just got the Criterion Collection on sale on Black Friday of Lost Highway. So those are the next, I think, last two we gotta watch, and then we have to watch the last season of Twin Peaks The Return. And obviously, I'm watching David Lynch's stuff, Jack Nance, with like who was in Eraserheads, Twin Peaks, and whatnot. By the way, this doesn't account for TV shows. I did watch some TV shows last year, but I definitely prefer movies. Just as an FYI. But yeah, we did a big David Lynch binge last year to honor him, and I fucking now am like obsessed. I love Twin Peaks. All the things that I like that are inspired by Twin Peaks now just is better, like after watching it. But yeah, I'm hoping, because his birthday's coming up, shares the same birthday as Bryn, my girlfriend. So I'm sure we'll be watching at least one of the movies soon. But yeah, Jack Nance, not surprising at all. Then we got to highly rated 2025 films. If anyone who follows me on Letterboxd or has checked out my Letterboxd or knows me in general, I dish out the fives. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like kind of just, it's kind of like, it's just more fun for me to just be like 5. You know, it's just easier. And also then I don't have to get too like in the semantics of this movie was fantastic in my head, and then it's like, oh well, only 5s get, you know, there's only 5 movies ever that get 5s. I think that's just so boring. So I dish out the 5s, but I don't give a fuck. So highly rated 2025 films. Only one of these made on my top 5 list. If you watched that video, it came out a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago. Dude, Frankenstein, I had such a hard time leaving off the list. I think it's probably 6 for me for last year. Sinners, I need to rewatch this because I came out of the theater being like, this is very good. But I wasn't as like hooting and hollering over it when I came out of it. Like I was like, oh, it's really good. It has some cool stuff in it. But I wasn't like, this is like, I don't know, like it wasn't like as like heavy hitting for me, but that's just me. Nothing against it. But just interesting how they picked these. I don't know if they just grabbed ones from every like couple months or something. Only the SpongeBob movie gets 5. That's fair. Man, I can't tell you last time I watched the SpongeBob movie though. There's a Zelda game inspired by Twin Peaks. Is that for some reason Ocarina of Time, from the little bit I know of it, gives me that vibe. But maybe that's not it. Most watched week of 2025 was September 29th through October 5th. I mean, this is not surprising. Every September and October, Bryn and I watch a lot of horror movies. So, yeah, it was really kind of the start of that. Like some nights we did like back to back, so we can stack them a little quicker. First Game Boy Zelda was Twin Peaks inspired. And there's a lot of shit that's inspired by Twin Peaks, but like people don't realize. Yeah, not surprising. We really made a couple blips here. That was like when we were on vacation and stuff, but we had a pretty good summer, kept a good steady rate, and I had a lot. We had nothing but then a lot to make up for it. So it kind of averages out. Most watched day of 2025, 19 films on Wednesday. Doesn't even look really that close. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm actually surprised by this, but then I thought about it. I'm like, Wednesdays is my most free day. So I feel like it kind of naturally happens. Stacking paper, stacking films, yeah. First watch was The Damned, which I did a movie review on, my first movie review. I still think that movie's cool. Unfortunately, the ending kind of sucked. Spinal Tap 2 was the last movie we watched. I think, yeah, December 30th. Wasn't as good as the original, but it's hard to beat the original. And honestly, it was just kind of sad. For obvious reasons, like watching it. But yeah, anyone who's in the metal scene, you know someone or you have yourself quoted the first movie at some point. Just specifically the line, it goes up to 11, you know. But here's the major thing that I got out of this. If my goal next year is to hit 100, right, 87 this past year. If my goal is to hit 100, I cannot be watching my 50th movie on September 23rd. That's way too late in the year. We need to be hitting this at like, it doesn't even be that big of a jump, but like maybe August. If we can get that to like August, we'll be in good shape. And we'll see if we'll crack 100. 87's, like I said, it feels both like a lot, but also doesn't. Because like if you take away October, I feel like I didn't watch shit. And there's some movies I still missed out on, which we'll get to in a second here. So because technically, January 1st, I saw Avatar, Fire and Ash, which was obviously a 2025 movie. Gosh, how do I never use the desktop version of this. I don't know how to see my shit. Is it journal? No, because I was just there. Profile. There we go. Yeah, so the last I mean, this honestly the last two movies I watched was January 1st, so I'm already 7 days behind. Gotta be July for the 50, maybe. I mean, obviously 50, the closer the better. But I'm not counting, by the way. I'm not gonna count as I'm doing it because I don't want to turn it into like some people who be like, I gotta listen to my top artists on Spotify every day so I can get in the 0.1%. I don't want to like metagame it. That's like not obviously who cares, right? Just a rough goal of 100, but yeah, I won't know until the end of the year what number it is. So, but yeah, the last movie I watched, which was still a 2025 movie, and I waited to see this in case it cracked my top 5 because I did watch Way of Water on Christmas at home, and I remember the 3D being really cool for the first Avatar, and I'm like, man, this probably did look really sick because I heard everyone talking about how sick it looked. Avatar Fire and Ash I saw in 3D, and I believe I saw it with the different frame rates. I don't think it's the same frame rate the entire movie. But it was really cool. But I never loved the story of Avatar. Like I don't mind it's good to teach general audiences like anti-imperialism, anti-colonial messaging, but we don't need to do cultural appropriation to do that, in my opinion. So that's always been my beef with the movie. Spectacle-wise, obviously some of the best visual stuff you'll ever see. Way of Water continued that. Avatar Fire and Ash, seeing it, like I said, in the 3D was really, really cool. Like, to the point where I'm like, man, more movies got to do this shit. But I know, like, James Cameron's the GOAT at that stuff, right? I'll say this. The story of Avatar Fire and Ash sucked. We're doing the same thing again. And we're doing the same thing again. And it's been 9 hours of film. If this was a TV show, people would have tuned out. That's my main issue right now. I won't spoil it. I should have said this at the top of the stream. I'll try not to spoil anything. Or if I'm going to spoil something, I'll say spoilers. But I'll just say it's pretty much the same shit, unfortunately. So it's actually, I put this at 4 stars. And if all the 3D and stuff wasn't cool, I don't know where I would have put it. But yeah, it was just, the story just was the worst of the series, unfortunately. I kind of just don't. I just need something else with it. There's so much more potential they can do, and they keep telling us the same thing. Then we watched Baby Girl, which I thought this was a 2025 movie. This is a 2024 movie, starring our GOAT, our girl, Nicole Kidman, our AMC chairman. Okay. And everyone says spokesperson, but if it was like China, she's our chairman. You know, AMC. If AMC was a country. But yeah, this was a kind of a smut movie. You know, it's another 50 Shades. You know, that kind of stuff. I remember the trailers being really spicy looking, but it actually wasn't that spicy. It really was. It wasn't. It was just fine. It was just fine. My main issue, as you can see here in the reviews, in the review here, it just didn't have the stakes. You know, this is from the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything here. But she's like a CEO, and then he's like a new intern or whatever. And it just like, they keep telling you the stakes of like, oh, you're my intern, but there's no like, they don't almost get caught or anything like that. From what I remember, I guess that is a spoiler. Sorry, but I doubt anyone in this chat's seeing Baby Girl. But yeah, just kind of like whatever. And the pacing was just kind of whatever as well. I will say I was high watching this movie, so I don't know if that played into it, but just yeah. But at the same time, I don't watch many of these kind of movies. If anything, I don't know if I've ever watched anything. No, I watched 50 Shades of Grey before. I think. It's like maybe my second or third smut movie, you know? You're just about to watch it. I know Valentine's Day was coming up, David, and you were thinking about Baby Girling it up. But that isn't the only smut I'd be watching. Who knew that the first episode of this will be me saying we be watching smut in 2026, but we're watching smut in 2026. We got Heated Rivalry, right? We're going to TV shows. Heated Rivalry. made by Jacob Tierney. This is about two rival hockey players, or two top star hockey players, who wind up falling in love. You know, realizing they like each other quite a lot. The first couple episodes, I was like, all right. Let me pause this in case it shows anything crazy. But but episode 5 and 6, bangers, dude. No pun intended. Bangers. Okay? I was fucking cheering for all the characters, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. My favorite character, this guy right here, Ilya, I believe is his name. Yeah, Ilya Rozanov. Connor Story. He's a Russian hockey player. And he's like just very charismatic. Cool fucking dude. And I just like how he bullies his his love interest here, Hollander. Shane Hollander by Hudson Williams. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this. I wasn't sure how much I was gonna like enjoy it, because I heard some people say, y'all just horny, it's not that good. Then other people being like, no, it is that good. One of my friends in my life, she's gay, and she's like, Devon, you gotta watch this. This is your one gay thing you gotta watch this year. And I was like, sure, why not? But yeah, Heated Rivalry, I give it like an 8 out of 10 first season. If you're into that shit, watch it. And honestly, it's a shame that the NHL, like, honestly, this is making fun of the NHL. They're not directly trying to do that, but they're making fun of the NHL because the NHL has a bad fucking reputation, and rightfully so, when it comes to queerness. Everyone needs one gay thing to watch every year. Yeah. If not more, you know. But yeah, Heated Rivalry, pretty good. And like, what was I saying? Yeah, with the NHL, if anyone follows NHL in the last couple years, they've had a big stink. They got rid of all theme nights, like requirements, because there used to be requirements, be like, hey, every team has to have one Pride night, one Military Appreciation night, yada, yada, yada. They just got rid of all of them and said they did the states' rights thing of being like, the teams can just do what they want to do. And there's been certain teams that stopped doing it completely, like Pride night and whatnot. And the reason behind all this is because some players were throwing a fit because they're all fucking, annoying. That they can't wear the Pride jersey during warm-ups. They're not even wearing it during the game, just for like 30 minutes. You know how all that shit goes. So culture war bullshit. So I'm glad this is doing well, and the NHL is just pretending it's not happening. It's just the funniest thing. But yeah, Heated Rivalry. Then on to the last thing I've been watching. I've only started one episode of season 2 of Fallout. I mostly started watching the first season because I felt like, in a way, almost like I was doing the homework, okay? I was doing the homework. We do a video game movie review, podcast, Sonic movie show, right? I gotta do the homework. And I do like Fallout. I've never played any of the Fallout games, really, but I used to watch a lot of Let's Plays of it, and I've always liked it thematically. First season was surprisingly decent. It didn't take itself too seriously. It seemed to not be afraid of what it was, so I respect it. First episode, pacing was a little wonky. Some of the humor was but I'm like, okay, it's been a year and a half. Let me just get back into it. So I don't have any too strong opinions on it yet, but we'll see where it goes. I remember seeing some people on Twitter saying, like the diehard Fallout fans are like, that they feel like some of the factions in the show are like super watered down or changed in a way that doesn't feel true to the games. I don't know enough about that yet, so we'll see. But yeah, it's all I've been watching. Not that much, I guess. I mean, Heated Rivalry was like, 6 episodes? I guess that's like 6 hours. I kind of felt in about after a couple episodes. Was season 2, David? Because I know you watched season 1, I believe. Because I remember we talked about it briefly, I think. But yeah, folks, let me know what y'all have been watching. If there's anything I should be on my radar. I try to... I'm on film Twitter a little bit. I don't really follow anyone too much directly, but I do see some stuff pop up. Alright, Ethan, catch you later. Have a good night. Oh, you didn't even finish season 1? Really? I didn't mind it. But it wasn't like... I wouldn't say it was like... Like, they gave it an 8.3. I would give it like a 7. Season 1. Alright. Well, that's all I've been watching. We're going to keep moving on here. About 31 minutes in. I think we're on a good pace to hit my 1 hour to 1 hour and a half mark. Because up next, this is the most dangerous part of the stream. Most dangerous part of the stream. Where we're going to try watching trailers and hoping that we don't get a copyright claim. Because that would suck. What I'm going to do is going to keep the ambience on. And I'm going to put this kind of low. And hopefully we pass it. But like, I've put chunks of trailers in my movie reviews and it's been fine. So I'm hoping that's the case. Granted, this is the first one here is Marvel. I'm only watching this because Ethan said that he's back or something with this. I don't think anything in this will convince me to give a fuck, but I'll watch it anyways. I'll watch it anyways because I saw the other two, not by my own choice, because when I saw Avatar, they had back-to-back of these 1-minute stingers here, these teasers, where they were showing the different characters. So you had Captain America in one of them. Thor was the first one, that was Captain America. I'm assuming this one's X-Men or something. I saw Professor X in the thumbnail. But yeah, probably nothing in here that I'm going to care about. Nothing will nostalgia bait me into seeing this. I am cheering. I've said it, I think, a couple times now. I am standing on Dune. Dune 3 is going to come out the same weekend as this, and I hope it ends all this MCU shit. Okay? It's time. But we'll watch this. We'll watch this. I'll say this. I've not watched a Marvel thing since... Well, I guess I did see Fantastic Four, and that sucked. And then before that, I think Into the Spider-Verse 2, and that was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And that's not even MCU, so before that, I think it was Black Panther 2. So I really have seen nothing, and I've seen none of the shows. Just one day I was like, I'm done. But let's watch this, let's see what it's all about.
Death comes for us all. That's all I know for sure.
Isn't that Doctor Strange or something? I know, Xavier's School.
Are you prepared to die?
Well, you already did die, Professor X. Spoilers from Logan.
The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes?
Oh, Magneto be back too? Okay, our boy James Marsden of Tom Wachowski fame is back as Cyclops? Really? I mean, that's it? Okay, whatever. I'm sorry, that doesn't do anything for me, man. Sorry. I mean, I love, I loved just X-Men when I was a kid. But it should have ended with Logan. Alright, I only saw this in passing. It's nothing like I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to watch this, but I don't know, I saw it in passing, decided to throw it on. 'Cause I like Dave Bautista. Probably the best wrestling actor. Or a wrestler turned actor. Easily.
Doesn't happen here every day. I can't have two guys who look like they eat steroids.
And obviously you have Jason Momoa too.
Turning my island into Beirut.
Detective, that is uncalled for. Are you gaslighting us?
You want to tell me why the Yakuza want you dead?
You have to ask them. Yakuza? That's who that was? You blew up my car.
I blew up their car and then it landed on yours.
They just blew up your car.
You just stir up trouble. That's what you do. That's what I do because I'm a cop.
Not here, you're not. Our father was murdered. Was it hit and run? I don't think so.
Whoa. They tried to kill me.
Sword fight. Well, this should be fun.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Well, this should be fun.
We gotta find out who killed him.
Thanos, you know. Thanos callback.
Poking a bear that doesn't want to be poked.
Take my word for it when I tell you.
Alright, we got like two former cop dudes going to get revenge. So it's gonna be like an action comedy.
Ninjas on bikes.
That's talking more shooting.
We got fun.
Got Fast and Furious ass action here. Alright, I'm gonna. It's a song, so I'm hoping that doesn't get caught.
In a minivan.
Yeah, he blew up my other car.
Yeah,
That's not what
surprised
happened.
me at all.
Literally what happened. No, it's not.
I'm sorry if it's super low, but I really try to make sure it doesn't have any issues. The Wrecking Crew. Okay.
Okay, split up. You guys look like The Rock screwed himself and had twins.
Wait. Alright, they say... I'm sorry, that breaks my immersion, though. Because Bautista is a wrestler. If The Rock exists in this universe, who is he then? Is there another Dave Bautista in WWE? In this world? Alright, that seems like whatever. I don't know if it's something I'm gonna try to go out of my way to watch, but alright, now we got I got two A24 films. You know I'm an A24 head. I saw glimpses of this, but I haven't watched the full thing. Death of Robin Hood. Then I have another one which I saw the poster for, and it's called Undertone. And while I was looking at trailers, I found out A24 posted The Lighthouse, but like a ambient 30-minute ambient video, which is up my speed. So I might put this on when I'm working one of the days. But yeah, let's watch this one here, and we'll get to our main big thing tonight, Golden Globes.
Would you like to know a secret?
See, we have Hugh Jackman there. All the X-Men tonight.
People speak of Robin Hood, tell his stories. They're all lies. He was not a hero. You were a murderous brigand. We were monsters.
I am the outlaw.
Robin Hood.
I haven't seen Pig. I heard it was good. Quiet Place. I'm a Quiet Place hater. I think I've been on the record on this channel about that, but it's fine.
Groweth set and bloweth net and springeth the word anew.
I owe you an apology.
You begged for me to let you die. What's your name?
That's JD Comer, right? From 28 Years Later and other things.
Can you make for me?
Want me to make you a bowl? All right. What happened to her?
Terrible things. I help those who come to this island. And people change their course.
I've killed so many I could not give you a count.
I forgot to open my soda here.
It's a curse. There are bad people out there. I fear our blood debts will follow her.
Also, I just realized I think it's like at 720p. I was like, why is it so blurry?
I'm gonna keep you safe.
Probably doesn't look as bad on the stream, I'd hope. I mean, I'll see almost any A24 film, especially if it's a period piece. I don't know, the whole Robin Hood being actually a bad guy, we'll see. And I think I saw someone on Twitter actually say like we've already had like 3 different like gritty Robin Hood movies. The only one I remember is the Russell Crowe one from like 2002. Or maybe I'm thinking of Gladiator. Didn't he do a Robin Hood movie? I'm pretty sure he did. All right, let's watch Undertone here. This one looked the most interesting of all these.
Welcome to the Undertone podcast, where we talk about
Oh shit, it's about podcasts? Alright, I gotta be there
all
then.
things creepy. I'm your in-house skeptic, Evie Babbage, and my believer co-host says he has a real treat for us today.
We're listening to 10 mysterious audio recordings from an anonymous email.
Were they recording? Did they have an open microphone next to a laptop while the laptop was like had a full speaker? Hell yeah, dude. That's how I fucking record my first like couple like YouTube videos on my MacBook. I would have a speaker recording the recording my open speaker.
Were you implying there was hidden messages in it?
Let me play it back in reverse.
Play the next one. Let's find out.
Where's that coming from?
It just wants to be heard. All right. Don't we all? Isn't that why we all do the content creation? We all just want to be heard. Isn't that why we just go on Facebook, right? We need to teach this demon to just have a Facebook account, dude.
We should stop listening.
I wonder if this ever happened to Ethan
What if we unleash
while editing our podcast. I was gonna say, they look dead. Who's that? Is this gonna be like a the ghost? It's like a ghost of an old podcaster. Now that's an idea right there. It's like, oh, my podcast is haunted.
You shouldn't have called out to her. It's what she wants.
March 13th. Okay. Seems intriguing. I try not to judge too hard for horror movies on trailers because they always have to like market it in a way. I mean, it's not as scary watching a trailer than when you're, in the movie. But yeah. All right, March. I'll probably be seeing that one. Probably will see Death of Robin Hood. Other ones, eh. All right. Now we get into our next agenda item. We watched some trailers, some quick movie news. I'm not going to dive too deep into this, but you might have already heard of this. Paramount again tells Warner Brothers it offers. Wow, I can't read. Paramount again tells Warner Brothers it offered Trump's Netflix. So Netflix been trying to buy Warner Brothers, then Paramount's been trying to counterbid it, and it's been going back and forth. It's very much a whoever wins we lose situation. Because the more and more consolidation of these media companies, I think is bad and not good for art. But yeah, Paramount Skydance on Thursday reiterated that its $108.4 billion bid for Warner Brothers Discovery was superior to a rival deal from Netflix, saying the value of the cable spinoff central to the streaming giant's offer was effectively worthless. So on Wednesday, they rejected Paramount's amended hostile offer that included a $40 billion in equity personally granted or guaranteed by Oracle's co-founder Larry Ellison, the father of Paramount CEO David Ellison, and a $54 million debt. Crazy. Yeah, so we'll keep following that, but that's something that's been really big, and it makes me mad. All I hope is that nothing happens before Dune comes out, because there was rumors that I think it was Netflix said that their goals for like Warner Brother movies or any of their movies is to only have a 17-day theater run, only 17 days in theaters. Like, so what? Yeah, 2 weeks, maybe and a half. That's nothing. And it's already been getting to that point with a lot of movies. If the movie doesn't fill their theater, I feel like day one, if you're not, unless you're like a Marvel, like a big Disney movie or something like that, like so many movies now are just going to go in and out. Like I'm worried about Silent Hill, that's only going to be a weekend, maybe a week at theaters. I'm getting my wisdom teeth out, like right, I think that week or the weekend before that, or a couple days before that weekend when it comes out. So I'm like, I might not be able to get in the theater right away, but we'll see. But yeah, it's frustrating. All right, David, thanks for hanging out. Catch you next time. All right, let's keep on moving. Keep on trucking. We're at the 48-minute mark. We're on pace. All right, now we got the Golden Globes, our main topic for the evening. I should start off by saying I've watched parts of the Golden Globes in the past. I think I've probably seen more of the Oscars, which is not till March, maybe February. We'll obviously do a little, if I'm still doing these streams by then, probably do more predictions on that. But Golden Globes and Oscars are like the two big ones. I know there's also the Critic Choice Awards. That one happened a couple weeks ago. Those are kind of the big three, I would say, but really it's the big two: Golden Globes and Oscars. But yeah, let's go through this. I feel like they have the bigger stuff at the top, so maybe we work our way up. And a lot of these we're gonna skip, like best podcasts, best stand-up. I don't watch stand-up. Guess we'll start here. I've only seen one of these. Best performance by a male actor in a supporting role on television. I've only seen Tremel Tillman here in Severance. I loved Severance. I think it's one of the best shows in the last couple years. Very topical in our times. Speaking of, we were mentioning Fallout earlier. We have Walton Goggins here, who plays what's his name in Fallout. He's the mutated cowboy. But we have 2 White Lotus. I've heard a lot of good things about White Lotus. Adolescence has 2 as well. I haven't heard too much more about that one, though. I'm cheering for Tillman, but I'm not going to make a prediction on this one just because I don't have as much familiarity with all of them. But everyone loves him in Severance. He's a great character. Yeah, he's great. Best performance by a male actor in a limited series, anthology series, or motion picture made for television. None of these are familiar to me. I haven't watched Black Mirror since, like, the season 1. I just thought it was fine at the time. I'm just going to skip this one as well. Best performance by a female actor in a supporting role in television. My gosh. White Lotus, White Lotus, White Lotus. Adolescence, Hacks, The Studio. I haven't seen any of these. Like I said, I was hoping going through this, I don't feel like I'm... like I said, it's like a litmus test. But I'm more of a movies guy than a TV show guy, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know anything about this, about any of these ones. I'm not sure, if, like the Game Awards, of having 3 people in the same category, or 3 people from the same thing, hurts all their chances, Best performance by a male actor in television series, musical, or comedy. I haven't seen any of these. I've heard about The Bear. I've seen parts of The Bear in passing. Wouldn't be surprised, I guess, if he wins. I haven't heard too much more. Got Steve Martin and Martin Short of the 3 Amigos. Adam Brody, Seth Rogen, Glenn Powell. We're going to keep moving along here. I might just start skipping any of these I'm not familiar with. All right. Adam Scott of Severance. Diego Luna with Andor. I still need to watch the 2nd season of Andor. I just don't want to pay for Disney Plus. The Pit. Everyone's been talking about The Pit, so maybe he'll win. Noah Weil here. Yeah, everyone talks about The Pit, and I think season 2 just starts this weekend. Best performance by female actor television series. Bella Ramsey's up for The Last of Us. I feel like that's surprising. But maybe it's just because I see too much people complaining on Twitter about The Last of Us show. But I like Bella Ramsey. They're awesome. Britt Lauer, Severance, fantastic. Yeah, everyone's been talking about this. How do you say it? Pluribus? But I don't know anything about it. I've seen some people talk about it, but I don't know anything really what it's about. All right, best television limited series, anthology series, motion picture made for television. So I'm shocked by the amount of Severance actors here, but then they're not up for best television series. Oh, is it up here? Oh, they put it under drama. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about these. Don't know anything about these. I'm a fraud right now. I'm getting exposed. I don't know shit. Oh, so it's an Apple TV thing. Okay. But I hope Severance wins, just selfishly, but I think it deserves it. It's very original, very sci-fi. Like I said, very topical for the times. I think it's a good critique of labor and capital and our relationships with it, and how it kills our identity, all that. And also, but then a lot of other stuff's in it. I don't want to spoil it. But it's definitely one of those shows that, like, I don't think it gets enough credit for just how original it is. The Pit, like I said, I could see that winning, though, just because everyone was talking about it. But I don't know how much different it is from other hospital drama shows. So, yeah. All right, this one, cinematic and box office achievement. I mean, I don't know how they, like, really... I'm assuming they vote on this still. I'm not totally familiar with this award. this globe. Is that what they call them? Globes? Formula One, I did not see that one. I missed out on that one. People said it was like Top Gun, but Formula One. Because I guess if you're doing it based off just who got the most money, it's going to be Avatar, Fire and Ash. Like, Avatar is the best-selling franchise of all time. It constantly makes billions of dollars, still. And that's after the, you know, that 12-year gap or whatever, how long it was from the first to the second. Sinners, I could see getting it, just because I think it was one of the highest-grossing horror movies of all time. Or maybe not in all time, but I think it was in the last 10 or 20 years, something like that. I forget what the stat was, but it was really, like, incredible. I think Weapons did well in the box office, too. But I don't think it was as big as Sinners was. Wicked, I mean, I think it did well from what I remember. I feel like no one talked about this movie. Mission Impossible. No one talked about Final Reckoning. Zootopia 2 always does really well, or the first one did really well, the second one's done really well. Maybe K-pop Demon Hunters, that was kind of like a cultural thing, so I don't know if they put that into it. But it really just says box office achievement, so I don't... And cinematic, like I don't know. It's kind of a very broad... like, is that, you know... How I read it is like, okay, it has to visually look good, but then also get a lot of money. Like, I don't know. I don't know. If I have to really just pick one, it really depends on how I don't know the history about this awards. That makes it really tough to gauge. But maybe I'll say Sinners on this one. Best original song, motion picture. Not too familiar with Wicked's stuff, but I know people like Wicked obviously for the music. But everyone said this movie sucked, but maybe that's the only thing that came out of it. Sinners, done by Ludwig Göransson, who's done a lot of stuff in the last couple years. Like I believe he was a producer for he's known for like oh my god, what's it called? Mandalorian there. I think he was part of Black Panther 2 as well. He's done a lot. He's done a lot. If anything, he's becoming more of a household name like Hans Zimmer is. Obviously, he's a lot younger. How I mostly know him was he was Donald Glover's producer for Childish Gambino there. I mean, everyone was talking about K-pop, Demon Hunters, and the music, right? Like, that was the first thing about it. Avatar, Fire, and Ash does have the song at the end. I just thought it was alright. Nothing crazy. But Sinners, like, music was a major part of this movie. And I don't know if this is an original song or, like, an old blues song. But the music was definitely the best part of the movie, or parts of the movie. So I might go with that one. Maybe we get two Sinners back to back. All right, best original score, motion picture. All right, so we're doing now just overall, score here. Yeah, there's Ludwig. Not familiar what Surat is. I see two giant speakers. So is it a music movie? It's a Spanish movie? I'm not too familiar. Hamnet with Max Richter, who's done... what else has he done? This is his first nomination here. He did Ad Astra. Okay. I know that one. Leftovers. There was a song in this movie where I swore I heard before, and not in a bad way. It just might be like a, like a classical song. I don't know, but there was one song I heard in that movie. I liked Hamnet a lot. I've been trying to do more dramas. It's definitely a melodrama. One Battle After Another, Johnny Greenwood, some great like funkiness to that soundtrack, some jazz. Hans Zimmer, Formula One, Alexander Desplat, Frankenstein. I need to rewatch Frankenstein. Like I said, it was probably like my number 6 out of 10. Or top 10 movies. I only did top 5 for the channel. But Frankenstein was really good. I unfortunately don't remember too much of the score because I saw it in a theater with David. And it's like an old theater in downtown Denver called the Mayan. And it was like a second floor theater, and that night they had Nosferatu, because we saw it on Halloween Eve. Nosferatu, the OG one, it was like what, 1920s? Yeah, it was the 100th anniversary, so I think it was 1925, was being played in the first main theater below us, and they had a live orchestra for that, and so sometimes the orchestra was bleeding through, unfortunately. If anything, it made it kind of an interesting experience. So it's hard for me to gauge that one. I think it's going to be Ludwig here with Sinners. Everyone liked the soundtrack overall. Hans Zimmer, I think, has won it multiple times. Let me see what he's... Yeah, I mean, like... Okay, he did win one for Dune. Good. Because that fucking soundtrack makes me almost cry. Like, and the love theme is very fucking good. Or he got a nominee for it. Okay. He didn't win it, but... No, he did win it. For 2022, the first movie. Okay. I thought the second movie had better soundtrack, actually, enough. Interstellar, dude. Fucking fantastic soundtrack. Gladiator, it's funny he won for that, considering Pirates of the Caribbean's theme is pretty much the same. Not pretty much the same, but very close. To Da Vinci Code. Dunkirk. Man, Dunkirk, everyone was talking about, and I mean, it was great, but it wasn't like... I don't know, it wasn't like Saving Private Ryan. I feel like I still say Saving Private Ryan is probably the best war movie ever. Maybe except for like Apocalypse Now. Anyways. Man, this is tough. I think it's Ludwig though. I think Hans Zimmer has been nominated and won too many times, so you know, you always have the fatigue of that. But he is the GOAT for a reason. Best screenplay. Ryan Coogler with Sinners. Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie with Marty Supreme. Did Josh Safdie get one for... No, he didn't. Uncut Gems didn't get... I think he did Uncut Gems, right? One Battle After Another. Paul Thomas Anderson. Chloe Zhao, Maggie O'Farrell with Hamnet. I mean, this is based off a book, but in a way I feel like that makes it more challenging, right? To make a book into, like, to make a screenplay off a book and get everything you need to get in that. One Battle After Another. I mean, this is such a tough thing to... I don't know if they actually read the screenplays. Obviously, when people, like actors and whatnot, when they're, you know, going for roles, they do. But yeah, I mean, I know One Battle After Another got nominated for a bunch of shit in the Golden Globes. Like, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 things. I don't know. I kind of want Hamnet to win just because I think that's a cool... It was a cool, like... It's based off a book. It's a historical fiction. I thought it was real until I Googled it afterwards. I will admit. I was like, spoilers loosely for this movie. I didn't know... like, the movie's about Shakespeare and his wife and his family. And I thought it was real. I thought it was real, and it's not. So... But I mean that in a good way, just like, oh, did this really happen? You know? But it's based off a book. And it's very sad. I guess I have to pick one. I'm gonna cheer for Hamnet, but I think it'll be One Battle After Another. It might be Sinners, though, too. I think Sinners gonna clean up. People really like Sinners. But people really did like One Battle After Another, too. I think it's gonna be them two. I know I picked Marty Supreme as my number 1, but I'm just trying to get what do the you know, the movie heads, the people who vote on this, you know, what are they gonna pick? Best director. Now this, I feel like when I have watched it, I feel like historically, best director usually also wins best movie, I think. But I don't know if that's entirely true. Has Guillermo del Toro ever won best director? He did. Okay. For Shape of Water. Great movie. I thought Shape of Water won. Maybe it was an Oscar I'm thinking of. Because it was a nominee but didn't win. I guess. I thought it won. I thought it won. Maybe it's the Oscars. But alright, so he has won this award before. Pan's Labyrinth, dude. Probably my favorite Del Toro movie. And I need to watch more of his stuff. I've only done, I feel like, half of his work. So I grew up on Hellboy and Pan's Labyrinth. Man, I don't know. It's Paul Thomas Anderson one. I'm trying to think of, like, will they give it to someone who hasn't won it before? Alright, he's never been nominated. Maybe this is his time. Because he's made a lot of stuff. Like There Will Be Blood. Magnolia. I've heard good things. I've heard good things about all his movies. And this is my first Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Which, once again, I think just exposes me. Because everyone talks about, like, There Will Be Blood and Magnolia, Boogie Nights. Maybe they give it to him. It was a visually good movie too, and the movie was shot in what's it called? VistaVision, right? All right, I'm just gonna lock that in. Paul Thomas Anderson, best director. All right, best performance by male actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. Adam Sandler was in Jay Kelly. I don't know what that is. Benicio del Toro, One Battle After Another. Oh, I loved his character in it. Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein. He was Frankenstein's monster. Paul Mescal, Hamnet. I'm liking his body work too right now. I liked him in Gladiator. Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value. I've not seen Sentimental Value, but it's been on this list. I am pro Skarsgård. That's the only time I let nepotism go. I like all the Skarsgårds. Has Jacob ever won anything? He has not, but he isn't up for another thing in a series. You know what? I'm gonna pick him because I don't know if he'll get it, but I want him to win. And I know, like, it's not always fair, but just, like, putting all that makeup on and, like, doing all that, a classic character, and he made it his own, and it's, like, very close to the book. I think this is really cool. And obviously I'm a horror fan, so I cheer for that. Paul was very good as Shakespeare. Sean Penn was a great, you know, asshole right-wing military guy. Benicio del Toro is just so fun. I want Jacob to win. I'm gonna hope Jacob wins. I'm just gonna lock that in. We're going crazy. Let's go Jacob. Best performance by a female actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. Oh, see, I didn't see the Smashing Machine. I know I was talking about Dave Bautista earlier. Yeah, because The Rock is up. I think is this The Rock's first ever Golden Globe nomination. I've not seen that one. And I remember being interested in it because I was like, oh, okay, The Rock is doing something different. I mean, Amy Madigan with Weapons. I mean, spoilers for Weapons. Great villain. But it was like a fun villain. You know, scary but kind of goofy. I said in my top 5 movie review that you know, it just felt 80s in a good way. It'd be really cool if she won. But horror movies in general don't do well. I mean, Tiana Taylor was very good too. One Battle for Another. Man, this is tough. And I don't know anything about sentimental value. Ariana Grande, and I mean, I don't know. I didn't see the 2 Wicked movies. It's not something I was interested in seeing. I'd be okay with Amy or Tiana. I mean, they're both great. Has Tiana got anything in the past? First one too. Wait, how much did Amy Madigan get anything? Okay, she's a 1990 winner with Roe v. Wade. I'm assuming that movie's about Roe v. Wade passing. 1983. Wow. But she doesn't have one in a long time. I guess I'd give it to Amy, man. I don't know. I like Tiana Taylor though. But I feel like her character is gonna be a, like, you know, if you ever go to like a horror store or like anything like that, I feel like we're gonna see more of her character, man. But I know that doesn't necessarily mean anything for Golden Globes, but I'm assuming Emily Blunt's won stuff before. Oh yeah, I mean, come on now. She's been nominated a lot. She's won once in 2007. Gideon's Daughter. Yeah, I haven't seen Sentimental Valley. I'm gonna have to watch that. It's been on this list a lot. Yeah, I'm just gonna lock in Amy Madigan, but I kind of feel like I'm out of my scope with this category, unfortunately. There's more on here than I've not seen. Best performance by a male actor in a motion picture: Ethan Hawke, George Clooney, Jesse Plemons, Lee Byung-hun, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Timothy Chalamet. I'll sum up Timothy Chalamet being a young goat. Actually, I'm not sure how many Golden Globe. Or he's been nominated, but he's not won one. Could this be the one? Because I feel like Marty Supreme's not going to win more, because it's not in many categories, but maybe this is the one. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, has a long history, right? You know, like he only won it in 2016, 2014. Maybe it's an Oscar that he didn't win. Aviator. I've heard about this one. I've not watched that one. There's a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio movies I've missed out on over the years. More of his older stuff. Killers of the Flower Moon, fantastic. Jesse Plemons. It's funny, I mostly remember him from Bridge of Spies. I remember that. I think I watched that on a plane when I went to Europe the first time. He was in Killers of the Flower Moon. That's right. He's the guy looking for, he's like the cop or whatever, the federal agent. But this is for Burgundy, which I heard mixed things on. Kinds of Kindness. I need to watch that one. But I remember him also from Civil War. Blue Moon. Is this Margaret Qualley, Bobby Cannavale, Andrew Scott? Huh. I haven't heard of that one. I'm cheering for Timothy here. My goat. Marty Supreme. I think we need to get one on this list, and I think this one might be it. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Chase Infinity was very good. Man, I don't know any of these either. See, I'm washed, dude. I'm not washed. Me saying I'm washed implies I was good originally. But see, I watched 87 movies, man, and I'm still... I don't know. I mean, Chase Infinity is who I'd pick just by default, but I think she was great, so... Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of these other ones. Alright, we have, yeah, best performance by male actor in a motion picture. Sinners, Frankenstein, Secret Agent, Train Dream, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, The Smash Machine. I've only seen Sinners and Frankenstein, man. I liked Oscar Isaac in it. Michael B. Jordan was very good in Sinners, playing two characters, playing twins. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna get to Michael B. Jordan. Has he won stuff? I'm assuming he has for, Really? He's never been nominated for a Golden Globe? I thought for sure he'd have one for, like, Black Panther or, Creed. Huh. Wow. Well, I want him to get it then. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture, drama. Hamnet, Jessie Buckley. Sorry, Baby, I heard about. Sentimental Values up there again. And I feel like it's been different people every time. I guess Jessie Buckley, yeah, I don't know these other ones. Best motion picture, non-English language. I've heard of No Other Choice, but I don't think it's been in America. Like, I don't think it's on streaming services. That's a goal I always try to do every year, is to watch more foreign films, but it's hard to know which ones are going to be, like, the bangers, you know? Not necessarily the banger, but, like, you know, these award-winning ones. So Sentimental Values from Norway. Okay. That's why I haven't really heard of it. But if it's on all these awards, damn. I've heard about this one, No Other Choice. But I don't have an opinion. I don't have an informed opinion. Best motion picture animated. I mean, probably K-pop, right? Everyone's been talking about K-pop. Zootopia, you know. This looks cool. Demon Slayer, wow. One looks colorful too. Arco. I've heard mixed things about Elio. No opinion, no. I'm not a big animated fan. Best motion picture, musical or comedy. Got Blue Moon, Bugania, Marty Supreme. I think I said it wrong earlier. Marty Supreme, No Other Choice. Novelle Vague. One Battle After Another. In my review, I said One Battle After Another review. Not my review, my top 5. I said it deserves it. But I did not realize Marty Supreme's on it. One Battle After Another and Marty Supreme are both comedic in a similar way, where there's comedic moments, but it's not trying to be... It's not like, you know, you're not watching an not Adam Sandler. I guess old Adam Sandler movie, right? You're not watching Will Ferrell, right? Like, these are more... They're dramas first, or action movies first, with comedic elements. And I was laughing in the theater in the same way for both of them. You know. This is really tough, actually. I mean, my favorite movie was Marty Supreme, so I kind of have to, I think, default say that. Maybe One Battle gets one here. Like I said, I feel like Marty Supreme might not... Everyone's been talking about One Battle After Another. But it's not just fans, you know? Maybe it's No Other Choice. Who knows? I don't know if I can pick one, really. Maybe I'll just say One Battle After Another. Now we have our biggest one right here. Best motion picture drama. It's crazy there's only 4 categories. Non-English, animated, musical or comedy, and then drama. I guess drama does kind of cover the bases, I guess. But it'd be cool if they broke it down a little bit more. Sinners. Like I said, there was a lot of hype around Sinners. It deserves it. It was very fresh. I personally wasn't, like I said, blown away by it, but understood why it impacted a lot of people. Yeah, it's definitely great soundtrack. I guess in like the horror end of it, it wasn't as, you know, it was more just classic scary, like, you know, monster movie scary. But to me, it's a better, like, yeah, drama overall than it is horror, I guess. But obviously, it has a lot of black voices in it. Great characters in it. Like I said, I need to rewatch it, man. Like I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd, and I really did like it. I think it easily is in my top 10 of movies of the year. I could see it maybe winning here. Frankenstein also, though. I mean, it really depends. I feel like they just... What if it's Sentimental Valley? I mean, like, that's... I have... Like, I don't remember historically how these award shows, these ones go every time. Because I'm actually surprised, like, Sinners and, like, Frankenstein are on here. Because horror, I feel like, just generally isn't, even in all awards, award shows, isn't always, like, up there. But Guillermo del Toro, you know, is a little bit more, I hate to use this term, artsy, right? But that's where I'm like, oh, will they pick one of these other movies because it's a little bit more serious? Not that Sinners wasn't serious, but you know what I mean? Like, there's like a movie snobness to it. But I don't know these other movies, but like, I could see it being like sentimental value because it's non-English and it might be really good. I'm trying, like I said, I hope it's coming across. I'm not like shitting on it. I'm just saying I could see them, they like Golden Globes being more, even Oscars, right? I think the Oscars are probably more, you know, a little bit more of the snobbiness to it. I hate using that word, but you know what I mean, right? Like, it's just because something's popular with the fan, like the general audiences, doesn't mean it always will get awards. But I think Oppenheimer, for example, was critically received on both ends. So, man, I don't know. I kind of hope Sinners wins though. On these, I loved Hamnet too, though. Frankenstein's really good, but Sinners is, you know, an original story. If I'm not mistaken. Like, yeah, has Ryan Coogler has gotten? See, he was, yeah, he co-wrote and directed Creed, yeah. I just lost all my tabs. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a good period piece. You know, it's talking about how, you know, white society will try to capture, you know, black art and voices. Obviously, spoilers with the vampire element to that, right? Frankenstein's closer to the book. Hamnet, like I said, based off a book as well. I don't know about these other three, but like, this is an original. I always try to give love to original stories and whatnot, and from my knowledge is this Sinners is an original story. Let's pick Sinners, why not? But like I said, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to cheer for Sinners here. I think Sinners might clean up. There's a chance Sinners could clean up. One battle after another is there, but it's mostly in all the actor categories. All right, well, we hit our 1 hour and a half mark. That's roughly how I want to get to every time I do this. Might be a little bit shorter sometimes, but yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try to watch a little bit on Sunday. If there was a way to stream this, I would just maybe do that. But I think the Oscars announced that they're gonna be doing it live on YouTube in 2029. For some reason, they announced that, like, oh, in 3 years we're gonna let you do that, and it's like, okay. I don't know if that means you can still, I guess, stream it. I guess, but restream it. I would hope so. I feel like that would help. Like I think that's how you should expand on these things, is let people react to it and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. I going through this just made me realize, despite me watching 87 movies, I haven't seen, I guess, some of the more, at least critically acclaimed in the industry, ones. I think it was a couple years ago where I feel like I hit like 75%. This one felt more like 50, maybe even less. So I'm like I said, I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud. I need to step it up, but I try to see as many movies as I can. I usually see at least a couple 2 to 3 movies in the theaters every year. So I try my best. Try my best. But yeah, that is I think gonna be it for the first episode of Devon's Movie Dungeon. Hope it's been cool. Hope you liked the vibes. Try to get that kind of crypt keeper vibe, but then also, you know, celebrate the movies a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to aim to do this every other week maybe, but I don't want to promise for sure. Just gonna kind of do it after I feel like I have enough movies to talk about, or there's movie news or something big happening in movies. I don't want this to replace any of my movie reviews. I like doing those when I can. This will just be a little bit easier, because I know I just press, you know, start streaming, and then I yap to you. But yeah, I hope it's good, and I hope that like the kind of the agenda I made makes sense. I think it makes the most sense, and we hit an hour and a half, so I think that it lines up pretty well. But yeah, that will be it. I will catch y'all next time. All right, have a good one. Be safe out there, and we'll see you at the movies. Okay, bye.